Well, clearly the retail industries in America certainly, but also other parts of the world, had a challenging 2015 for a number of reasons. You know, some you could say weather-related. Certainly, it was the warmest in North America, in the Northeast, that we've had in 100 years or so. And there's, but you know, the strength of the dollar is another issue. Could help other countries, but in America, certainly it's impacted tourism and their spending here. But the truth is, it's really about rethinking how the consumer is shopping, all of the available options the consumer has, and getting in front of that. I think that's the most important thing for getting all those other subjects. The most important thing is thinking about what is the consumer going to, how are they going to be thinking about your brand, and what do you have to do to win their hearts and minds and get them into to shop with you versus others. They've got a lot of choices, and so we've got a lot of work to do, all of us, make sure we get in front of the consumer. You know, in the future, it's going to be, as it has been in the more recent past, it's the consumer shopping with their phone first and deciding what they're going to buy and then choosing where they're going to buy it and how much they're going to spend for it. I mean, all this research is being done before they actually head to the physical store. Still, at least in our categories, 90% of all the products that we sell is sold in bricks and mortar. That's not true of Macy's or Bloomingdale's. We're much higher penetrated with our online business. We're now the 6th largest internet company in America. So we're very penetrated, but still, a huge percent of the business is still done in bricks and mortar. So we all have to make sure we don't forget that. We don't forget that the consumer may start with their phone to do the research, but ultimately they're going to go through the store and talk to associates, touch the product, and make sure that physical presence is just right for them. And I think then understanding how they buy is critical too. So there's a lot for us to understand, and where the transaction takes place shouldn't matter to us as long as they choose us. And so we have to make the adjustments around those consumer decisions that are being made. That's the key. The omni-channel consumer is here to stay, and in how we get ourselves prepared for that change. So in America, very few department stores have actually ventured, you know, to other countries. A little bit in Canada, but really not much elsewhere. Bloomingdale's opened our store in Dubai several years ago, and with a great success story there. And we now have announced additional stores for Macy's and Bloomingdale's in Abu Dhabi, and there's going to be future announcements about international expansion. And so we're very excited about the possibility there. And we've opened an online business in China, owning the inventory in China for China, which is a big step and a big commitment. Put an organization in Hong Kong to manage this business. So we're just getting started, honestly, but we're going about it slowly and at the right pace, I believe. But clearly, we believe that international expansion, either online or bricks and mortar or both, depending on the country, is a real opportunity down the road. You know, I look at the retail business over the past, and there was a quote that I'd heard earlier that Winston Churchill had referred to, talking about the longer you can look backward, the more you're likely to be able to see into the future. And it's interesting in the retail business because certainly in our case, in increments of 5 to 7 years, I go backwards, and I think 5 to 7 years ago, of course, was 2008 and 2009, the financial crisis. And at that point in time, everybody said, well, no one's going to shop in department stores ever again. It's over. And then you go back from there 7 years and you go to 9/11. No one was going to ever shop again. You know, that value was no longer important to consumers. And you go back from there in 7 years, and Macy's was bankrupt, and Federated bought Macy's. And 7 years before that, when I was running Neiman Marcus, Federated was in bankruptcy. So you go back all of these periods of times, and that was it. It was all done every single time. And they're saying that again, a little bit now. And so I'm always reminded that we have had a great success of coming through these difficult times, being actually stronger than we were going into these complicated periods. And so to me, while you'd rather not be in it, you'd rather not be in a difficult period, I'm energized by the possibilities of what our company will be as I look down the road a few years from now. Well, I think if you begin with recognizing that the customer has all these choices, is completely transparent, and is often making up their mind where they're going to shop and how they're going to shop before they actually leave their home or leave their office. I mean, that's the challenge. So getting in front of them and communicating with them effectively the way that they wish to be spoken to and communicated with is really key. I think that's of course some version of through their mobile device. I think mobile technology is critical to that conversation, and I think those who figure that out and have the right messaging at the right moment in time, personalized to the consumer, are the ones who are going to win the hearts and minds of the consumer.